Supreme evening. I know it's been a minute since I dropped a video, right? Cause like I be doing other shit. I be doing other shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? And the work ain't never done. You feel me? I've been working with some goddesses and some gods, yo. That divine energy be serious sometimes, like. And you know what's crazy, like knowing that you in some form of a last time frame. It's imperative to stay next to the source energy, right? In other words, it's like holding on to the garb. But not for nothing, those words is like so. Those terms and those particular ways of saying things, it's like it's so narrative, right? It's so narrative. It's like I want to tell the story from this part to make it significant. But if the significance is lost in the same sentence, what does it mean, right? Like if I say to somebody, I'm like, all I want to do was touch the garb of your, the hem of your garb, right? Because you're so special as an individual. And then the person you trying to touch is like, that garb don't mean nothing, right? But because of the respect for the individual, the statement became a popular statement or popular content to the understanding, and the whole point of the value was missed because of the intention of the individual, like, and then that becomes the most important thing, and then it's reused as a value of spiritual connected understandings, right? And that ain't reality. That's like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how them stories be. Them stories is always like accentuating the notion of the value. You know what I'm saying? Like, it accentuates the notion of the value. So we say it like, stay close to the hem of the garb or shit like that. Like, but it don't really matter. It's all symbolic. Everything is symbolic. So what does that mean for you? What does that mean for you, like, symbolically, to do something correct to a value? Like, and it's the motion behind it, right? So it's like, yo, what is he even talking about? Like, I don't look at it like that. I don't care because I'm this and I'm that. You're nothing. You're none of that shit. We are what we are. You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing, the most important thing in this time is to be in the essence of what our existence is. So your existence is based off the light that enhouse your flesh. That's how you live every day. A fish lives in water. A fish is more water than we are. We're 75% water. A fish is way more water, right? So it's like they are best in their atmosphere, which is water. Land animals, rabbits, gerbils, deers, stuff like that, they're good on land in the woods, right? Foxes and stuff, that's their element. Birds, they're good in the air. That's where they're good at. That's their element. You know what I'm saying? We as original beings are good in spirituality. And we keep trying to put other atmospheres around us and live in that. And this shit don't be working. And then we get real dogmatic about the fact of the type of atmosphere that we choose to live in. And keep in mind, the atmosphere is only what you travel in between. Like your to and your fro. From your start and your beginning, from your home to your ending, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so a lot of people don't comprehend these things as notions. More or less look at them as spirituality. You just want what you want, which is indicative to being lost or lack thereof information about oneself. So how would that feel? How would you comprehend the value of knowing that you're never in your element and you hard-headed behind that notion? Like, for the rest of your existence, you're just going to say something in the process. Shut the fuck up. You ain't even in your element. You ain't even live in your element. What are you going to do? If I take a fish out of his element, it's just going to flap on the ground. That's all it's going to do. And it's in bad shape because it needs water to get away, right? Like, if I got a bird, right? Like, imagine trying to help a bird that even fell out the tree. That bird going to run from you. And it's going to fly a little bit until it can get comfortable or straighten out whatever it hurt and then take off. And if it fly on you, you done. You can't help it. You know what I'm saying? Because the bird is afraid. The same thing with a deer. You might see it in the distance, But by the time you start getting close, that deer done jumped over like 10 things and it's out, because that's how it moves within this atmosphere, right? So this is indicative to us as a culture. We wonder, right, like why won't we come together as a culture? Because we're not in our atmosphere. We are the top level of the understanding, right? We're the top level of that particular understanding within our atmosphere. So until we come together in a spiritual notion, the same thing that houses our existence, meaning what gives us life, what allows us to be here, just like the water allows a fish to be here, so forth and on, until we as a collective set of people stand under the right type of divinity, we're not going to come together. That's why it's so many different concentrations of value. It's to keep us not in our element. Because when the fish is on the land, it just flaps around. It can't do no more than that, you know what I'm saying? And I can't put it no more simpler. So the more everybody is divisively looking at concepts and values in their own particular way, you're just wasting your time. It's like you think you're breathing. Like the fish think it's gonna live. I hope you put me back in the water. Like I hope I get a chance to swim once again in my own element. But it don't be working like that. It just don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing. Those are the answers to the questions. You don't know what that look like to be in your element. You know what I'm saying? When we comfortable in our element together and you can feel the value of what that gives, you'll be comfortable sitting next to a person like me. If I choose to sit in my element naturally, you'll know why I'm in my element. Because it's what I live by. It's what allows me to live. So why wouldn't I go through life putting more of that life force inside of me, right? That's the whole point. Like, fuel your own life force, you know what I'm saying? Put the light back into you, you know what I'm saying? That's the whole point, you know what I'm saying? So how do you fuel that? What do you do in reciprocation of the unconditional divine light that stays inside you to keep your body animated? Because you can make all the decisions you want in life. You can feel how you want in life. You can be angry. You can be happy. All that shit don't mean nothing if you die. You know what I'm saying? When you dead, like that shit don't mean nothing. It's like, damn, why I made these decisions? I could have did something else with my whole existence. I could have been focusing on fueling the light that allows me to stay here longer and do whatever I need to do on a better bit. But people don't think like that because individuals don't concept their atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? You're too busy trying to figure out what that is. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, you're not even trying to figure out what that is. You're just doing what you want to do. Not understanding shit don't work to its full totality because you're not in your element. You know what I'm saying? But even if you bring your element around you, in some aspect, you start seeing things play out in a different notion. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to come bring this jewel real quick to get you on something that's on some real totality because not for nothing, y'all don't get it. You don't get it, yo. And I know nobody don't get it, but if you want that direct, I got plenty of clients, you know what I'm saying? Holler at me. Email me, you know what I'm saying? You could find me on other social medias. If you want a consultation, come get this work, you know what I'm saying? Because best believe we out here putting that work in for real. And we changing lives, yo. Real time, yo, in real time. So, you know what I mean? The one-on-ones I do is powerful. Come get you a one-on-one so we can dig deep and unearth all that bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to hold you, just trying to show you something, man. NAGA the wise. You already know the vibes.